Arjuna, whatever actions you perform, you offer it to me. You surrender the outcome of your actions to me. I will double the reward with all good things to you in return. Don't get tensed was a message given to humanity in the Gita. Oh God, I'm about to do this work. You please be with me and help me complete it. At a very young age, if we discover a good thing in our life, we should hold on to it quickly and never let go.
Dear devotees, welcome back to Guru Amirtham channel. In today's speech, we are going to see one of the most important topic, mental stress. There is a famous saying, you cannot always control what happens outside, but you can always control what happens inside. Today, mental stress is a common problem in our society. From little school kids to aged parents, we see stress is common in people of all ages. This mental stress and pressure leads to serious issues when it goes above a certain level. Hindu Sanatana Dharma has given us yoga and meditation, which are excellent tools to keep ourselves physically and mentally strong. It guides us to achieve a balanced state of mind in all situations and be free from stress and pressure. In this video, the real life experiences shared by our beloved Guruji R.I.D. Shiva about how he was able to manage stress under difficult situations has been translated in English by his disciple Guruji Raghavendra. Let's watch it.
Dear devotees, my heartfelt good wishes to you all and namaste. The topic we have taken today is about mental stress. It is not just mental stress, it is about pressure. We need to understand why this pressure comes, for what reason it comes, how it comes, and finally, we need to understand how to escape from it. In general, mental stress can come because of doing any work. If the work is not finished, we can get mental stress. If we get upset about the work not getting completed, we can get mental stress. If we continuously think about that work, we can get mental stress. So this way, the mental stress can come because of various reasons. One more thing is, if we overeat various foods, our stomach can produce gas, and that gas can create stress. This can also lead to mental stress. Medically, if you think about it, this blood pressure is known as a silent killer. They say it will kill a human being very slowly. So we have to be very careful about this problem. So a question arises whether this blood pressure can be cured by taking medicines continuously. But even with that approach, if we get tensed too much, the blood pressure will rapidly increase and create a big problem. So what is the most important way to overcome this problem? It is to surrender the problem at God's feet. Bhagavan Krishna has already said this in the Gita. Arjuna, whatever actions you perform, you offer it to me. You surrender the outcome of your actions to me. I will double the reward with all good things to you in return. Don't get tensed was a message given to humanity in the Gita. To give you an example, our Guruji narrated an incident that happened when he was around 35 years of age. Guruji was building a house right in the middle of a busy city near a bus stop in Rayapeta, Chennai. He underwent a tremendous amount of tension when building the house. Actually, more than tension, the situation was a real nuisance. Problem was that it was difficult to keep the construction materials to build the house in such a busy place. The sand cannot be properly stored. The concrete cannot be prepared in a proper place. So the stress was about how to purchase materials, store it, complete the construction of the house with so many problems. But even with so many issues, Guruji was somehow managing the construction work and making progress by bringing materials like sand, cement, stone in the night and shifting it to the construction area during the day and so forth. This went on for some time, and one fine day, he suddenly felt dizzy during the construction work. So Guruji thought, "Oh, what is this happening to me?" and called his doctor friend. His name was Sivakumar. He called him and told him that he was feeling dizzy. The doctor was surprised and told him, "You are a person who's active, doing yoga, meditation, walking, running, and maintaining good health. You would not have any problem," and said not to worry about it. But Guruji insisted that he was feeling dizzy and told the doctor that he wanted to get it checked. Guruji asked the doctor if he could come to the clinic and went there. The doctor came and checked his blood pressure by attaching the device. To his surprise, the doctor said, "Yes, your BP is high, around 140 by 95. You are quite young. Why did it shoot up like this? Is it because of the house you are building?" the doctor said to the Guruji. Guruji realized, aha, the doctor is right. It was indeed because of the mental stress of building the house that the BP went high. Guruji immediately went silent and didn't even talk to the doctor for the next 10 minutes and just sat there. What Guruji did was that in his mind, he started thinking about God. Guruji usually always thinks about God, but on that day, the thinking had to be special and speedy, to be exact. By letting go of everything for a moment, Guruji started thinking about God and started doing puja. He performed arati to God, chanted God's mantra, offered garland of flowers to God. By imagining God in his mind again and again, he got to a stage where God's form was visible very clearly. When he reached that stage, Guruji said, "Bhagavan, please forgive me. By mistake, I reduced the time I spent thinking about you, but instead went on thinking about building the house. From now on, I surrender the house to you. You are now the owner of the house." Guruji declared to God that from that moment, he will operate as a worker who is building God's house. After a few minutes of chanting mantra like this, Guruji asked the doctor to check his blood pressure one more time. The doctor said, "Yes, why not? Let's see." And he attached the device again and checked. The doctor was surprised once again. The pressure came to 120 by 80. It came back to normal for Guruji's age. The doctor asked Guruji, "How did this happen? How did this happen?" Guruji explained to the doctor what he did in the last 10 minutes. Guruji said, "It is not a big deal, doctor. I sat quietly and imagined a temple in my mind. I thought about God and chanted his mantra, performed arati and did puja to him. Finally, I surrendered all my problems to God and became free. Only after this, I asked you to check the pressure again. At first, I was too involved with myself, but now I came out of it. I am free." The doctor then realized that it was an excellent technique and felt that if everyone can follow this idea, it will be very good to reduce stress. So the point is, at a very young age, if we discover a good thing in our life, we should hold on to it quickly and never let go. When we surrender all our actions to God every day, our stress or problem goes away for that day, and we don't end up carrying that burden anymore. So the first and foremost thing one has to do is to think about God at all times and continue to do our work. In relation to this incident, I would like to tell you a short story. Please listen. There was a king who ruled a country, and he was facing various kinds of problems in his kingdom. One was a robbery problem, another problem was drought in his country, and he was also facing many other problems. His problem went to a point that he couldn't take it anymore. That king, however, was a God-fearing person, and he thinks about God, and he also had a guru. Concerned about what is happening to him and his kingdom, he goes to his guru and does namaskara to him. He starts by listing all the problems he is facing and says he is unable to bear it. The guru says, "Are you a true disciple of mine?" "Yes," says the king. "Then will you do what I say?" "Yes." I will do whatever you say, says the king. You said you are unable to take care of the kingdom. Then hand over the kingdom to me, says the Guru. The king for a moment wonders in his mind and says, how to hand over the kingdom to you? O king, go get a paper and write down and give it to me, says the Guru. The king then goes and writes down that his kingdom is no longer his and it now belongs to his Guru. Is it given? Asks the Guru. Yes, it is given, says the king. The Guru accepts the kingdom. The Guru says, now tell me, who is the king? It is you, says the king. Okay, now you need to listen to what the king says, right? Yes, we have to listen. Now listen to what I am telling you. This kingdom is mine. I now nominate you as the king again. You will be my representative, and now you go and rule the kingdom on my behalf. Now go rule, says the Guru. All of a sudden, the king feels a big relief and thinks he is now only a representative. His Guru is now the original king. We only take orders from him, and so he does not feel the burden anymore. He then becomes free and rules the kingdom well, and the kingdom becomes prosperous. So similarly, if we surrender our actions to God and feel that He is the king and He is the minister, and we only take orders from Him, we can become free. So when we become free, our pressure, our tension will be gone and our mind will become very clear. If we want to achieve this clarity of mind, we need to watch what our mind is doing. Without observing what our mind is doing, if we engage in a problem or any work, the mind will fully go into it, and slowly and surely, without our knowledge, it will spoil the mind, it will spoil the body, it will spoil the blood, and finally spoil everything. So what is needed in our life is planning. How the planning should be, if you ask me? The first plan one has to have is to wake up in the early morning and plan the time to think about God. We need to plan and engage the mind to do the early morning puja to God. We need to set our mind to complete the puja in the temple of our mind. We need to set our mind to chant the mantra. We need to continue this planning in all the activities from then on. But when doing all these activities, it is important to speak to God. Yes, we need to speak to God internally in our mind and do all our day-to-day activities. We should always be in connection with God. Everything is in our mind. The temple is in our mind. God is in our mind. You are inside the temple as priest. You are speaking to God and doing all the activities. You should be very alert, but at the same time, you should be in touch with God internally. When you work like this, by submitting all your actions to God, doing all activities by speaking to God, the tension within you will reduce very much. All work will happen successfully. So all of us, if we surrender to God in this method and do all our activities, all tension will reduce. All work will be successful. We need to pray to Him, Oh God, I am about to do this work. You please be with me and help me complete it. Even when we eat our daily food, we should pray to God and offer it to Him and then eat. Like this, if you include Him in all your activities, tension will not come to you. Otherwise, tension will come. One of Guruji's very close friends came to meet him. When Guruji saw him, he was very upset. His face was red and was very much tensed. When Guruji inquired, he started giving a list of problems and troubles he was in. Guruji said, Dear friend, there is no human being in this world without any problem. Everyone will be facing some kind of problem in various different ways. Don't worry about it too much. You answer me for this question. Yes, definitely. Ask me, Guruji, he said. Now let's say that you are traveling and have taken all your luggage and boarded the train. Once you are in the train, just because it's your luggage, will you keep the luggage on your head or will you keep it down? Now tell me. I will keep them on the floor, he says. It is like that, my friend. You have boarded a train called God. So tell Him and let go of all your problems and troubles to Him. God will look into it. Go on like how you go on the train with your life. He will look after your problems. The friend said, You gave me very good solution with this example to my problems. I was in a very big tension. From this moment on, I let go all of my problems to God. I feel free now. I feel very clear in my thinking now, said the friend. This is how an opportunity will come for everyone. to hear good advice, to follow good messages. If we correctly follow this advice, we can become successful. If we don't follow it, then what to say? You will be going round and round in circles with the same problems. So we have to follow the good advice. We need to hold on to God and not leave Him. We need to speak to Him, surrender and let go of all our problems to God and continue with our work. If you follow this and do your work, this hypotension will definitely not affect us. Yes, we know pressure is a silent killer, but it won't kill us. We will kill it. With that, I would like to conclude and say thank you and namaste.
Thank you, Guruji. The idea of surrendering our problems to Bhagavan and doing our duties as His worker is really an excellent technique to overcome stress and be free. We saw how Guruji was able to overcome the immense problems he faced during his construction work by completely surrendering it to Bhagavan and finish that work successfully. It is true that one who remembers God in any situation and any time will win over difficulties. Let us try to always remember Bhagavan by chanting His name, submit all our problems in His lotus feet, and do our duties with devotion. This will definitely make us free. Let's do our best and pray God to take care of the rest. We hope you like this video. Please subscribe and share it with your family and friends. Thank you.